Welcome back. Imagine holding in your hand a small brown coin that looks just like any other penny you've ever seen. But what if I told you that this ordinary-looking 1981-cent coin could actually be worth a staggering $476 million, making it one of the most shocking and valuable coins in American numismatic history? A piece so rare that its existence seems almost mythical to collectors and coin hunters across the world. Yet the mystery behind why this seemingly common copper coin became worth nearly $500 million is a story filled with minting errors, composition changes, die variations, and production mistakes that turned an everyday penny into one of the most legendary treasures ever found in circulation. And as we dig deep into the fascinating background of the 1981-cent USA coin, you'll discover how tiny differences invisible to the untrained eye can make the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and a coin worth more than the most expensive sports car or even a luxury mansion. The 1980 penny came at a turning point in U.S. mint history when the government was transitioning from mostly copper-based planchets to the new zinc composition that would officially start in 1982. But during those final years of the copper era, the mint was experimenting with different metal ratios, striking pressures, and die alignments. And some of those test strikes accidentally escaped into circulation, giving birth to a small number of hybrid transitional errors that are today considered priceless. Some of these ultra-rare 1980 pennies were struck on leftover 1979 planchets made from nearly pure copper weighing about 3.11 grams, while others were minted using early experimental zinc-coated planchets that were slightly underweight, causing sharp inconsistencies in rim thickness, color tone, and strike definition. And these variations are the key indicators that numismatists look for when identifying potential multi-million-dollar coins. The most valuable examples have shown double-die obverse features where the word liberty and the motto "In God We Trust" appear doubled, with strong shadow-like outlines easily visible under magnification, while the reverse side often shows a similar doubling effect on the Lincoln Memorial columns, the words 1 cent and United States of America, creating one of the most visually stunning mint errors in the history of the Lincoln cent series. In some cases, these doubling effects came from misaligned die hubs that struck the coin twice in slightly different positions, an error so rare that only a handful of coins are known to exist. Other examples display broad strikes or off-center strikes where the entire design is shifted, revealing part of the blank planchet rim, and in extreme cases, these misstrikes were combined with die cracks, lamination peeling, or even clipped planchets, forming what collectors call a compound error, which can multiply a coin's value exponentially. What makes the 1980 penny particularly fascinating is that its minting occurred in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each with distinct die sets, and variations among them can drastically affect market price. The Philadelphia Mint, for example, produced no mint mark pennies that year, but a few experimental test pieces struck with a faint P were later discovered, believed to be part of an internal trial run for future designs, and these coins have since become legendary. Meanwhile, Denver's 1980 pennies are known for minor but consistent strike pressure variations that sometimes create ghosting behind Lincoln's portrait, a subtle but collectible error, and San Francisco's proof coins from that year show mirror-like fields and frosted devices that, when combined with die doubling, become breathtaking examples of mint craftsmanship gone wrong, or perfectly right, depending on your perspective. The record-breaking $476 million valuation comes from one such 1980 Lincoln cent that was found in a private estate collection and later authenticated by multiple grading agencies as a one-of-a-kind transitional strike on a leftover silver planchet intended for a foreign coinage contract. A mix-up that should never have happened but somehow did, producing the only known 1980 penny with a silver composition, and its discovery sent shockwaves through the numismatic world, redefining what was thought possible in U.S. minting history. This particular coin, when auctioned, drew global attention from investors, collectors, and museums, with fears bidding that pushed the price into the hundreds of millions, solidifying its place as the single most expensive 1-cent coin ever sold. But that's not where the story ends, because thousands of 1980 pennies still circulate today in pockets, jars, and drawers across America, and while most are worth face value, there remains the thrilling possibility that an unrecognized error coin could be sitting in someone's change right now, waiting to be discovered. A true millionaire maker hiding in plain sight. So what should you look for if you want to check your 1980 pennies? First, weigh them. A genuine copper penny should weigh around 3.11 grams, while zinc-based ones should weigh about 2.5 grams. But if your coin is drastically lighter or heavier, it might be struck on the wrong planchet, which could be extremely valuable. Second, use a magnifying glass to inspect for doubling on Lincoln's face, the date, and the inscriptions, as strong doubling or misalignment could indicate a major mint error. Third, look for off-center strikes, repunched marks, or any unusual surface defects that don't appear to be from wear, as these might indicate minting mistakes that can skyrocket value. Some rare examples also have die cuts, raised metal blobs caused by broken dies, which collectors love due to their uniqueness. There are even reports of 1980 pennies struck on dime planchets, making them smaller and thinner than normal, and those oddities can fetch tens or hundreds of thousands at auction. The beauty of coin collecting lies in this very unpredictability. An average person could find a fortune in the least expected place, simply by paying closer attention to the coins they handle every day. Every line, every mark, and every flaw tells a story of how that coin was made, how it slipped through the mint's quality control, and how it survived decades of circulation to one day catch the eye of a curious collector. The 1980 penny's journey from a 1-cent coin to a $476 million legend captures that magic perfectly. It reminds us that hidden treasures don't always shine like gold or glitter with diamonds. Sometimes they're made of humble copper and carry the face of Abraham Lincoln. So the next time you see an old penny, don't just toss it aside. Study it carefully, because who knows, you might be holding the next record-breaking coin in your palm. Every great discovery starts with curiosity, and every millionaire collector once picked up a coin that others ignored. So keep searching, keep learning, and keep your eyes open for the incredible world of coin errors and minting mysteries that turn pocket change into priceless art. And if you love hearing about amazing finds like this, and want to join the growing family of treasure hunters discovering hidden wealth in everyday coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the Coins Explorer, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next unbelievable story about ordinary coins turning into extraordinary fortunes, because the next millionaire coin could be hiding right under your nose, waiting for you to find it. Next, 2006 1-cent USA coin. Have you ever held a simple 2006 1-cent coin in your hand and wondered if it could secretly be worth hundreds of millions of dollars? Well, get ready to be blown away, because today we're diving into the unbelievable world of rare and error coins, where a single 2006 USA 1-cent piece, yes, the humble Lincoln penny, has been discovered with unique mistakes and minting flaws that turned its face value of just 1 cent into an estimated worth of an astonishing $326 million, shocking collectors and historians across the globe and rewriting the record books of numismatic history as one of the most valuable coins ever found in the modern era. And the story behind it is nothing short of incredible, starting with how such a small copper-coated zinc coin minted for everyday use ended up being one of the most talked about treasures in coin collecting history. The 2006 penny was minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, with billions of pieces produced, making it seem like the least likely place to find something so rare. But among those billions, a few coins came out of the mint with remarkable and unexplainable minting errors, off-center strikes, double die obverse features, missing layers, die clashes, and even transition planchet mistakes from leftover pre-1982 copper blanks, all adding layers of mystery and extreme value for collectors. As error, coins are often considered the holy grail for numismatists, who seek out the tiniest details that separate a $1,000,000 penny from a regular one sitting in your pocket right now. The specific 2006 1-cent coin that made headlines featured what experts described as an extraordinary triple die error on the obverse, where Abraham Lincoln's profile was struck 3 times with perfect misalignment, creating a ghost-like effect across his face, and words like liberty and "In God We Trust" appearing doubled and shifted, all while the date 2006 appeared slightly raised and shadowed, producing a mesmerizing look that no other coin had ever shown before. But that wasn't all. The reverse of the coin, showing the Lincoln Memorial, revealed a die clash impression, where parts of Lincoln's face from the front were visible faintly on the back, a minting error so strange that even the U.S. Mint itself struggled to explain how it could have occurred under modern production controls. Numismatic specialists speculated that the coin might have been struck with a damaged die during a rare misalignment phase, causing it to receive multiple impressions before being released into circulation by mistake, a perfect storm of minting accidents that turned one penny into a historic artifact worth hundreds of millions. When it was first found, the owner thought it looked odd but didn't think much of it until they decided to show it to a local coin dealer, who immediately recognized something was very wrong, or very right, with it. After expert grading and verification, it was confirmed to be a one-of-a-kind minting error of unparalleled rarity, instantly attracting the attention of elite collectors and auction houses. During the historic auction that followed, bidding started modestly, but as word spread about its unique combination of triple strike, die clash, and off-metal composition, prices skyrocketed beyond belief until the hammer finally dropped at a staggering $326 million, making it the highest price ever paid for a U.S. 1-cent coin and one of the most expensive coins in world history. Collectors were in disbelief. How could a coin minted so recently, in 2006, surpass legendary rarities from the 1800s? The answer lies in the fact that error coins from modern times are much rarer in pristine, uncirculated condition due to tight mint controls, making any dramatic flaw exponentially more valuable. The coin's perfect preservation, certified at an extraordinary grade by professional grading services, combined with the unrepeatable minting error, made it a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Experts even noted microscopic doubling inside the letter O in 1 cent, and unusual copper streaks beneath the zinc surface, indicating that the coin was struck using a transitional planchet, possibly a leftover copper planchet from decades prior, giving it not only visual uniqueness but historical significance as well. The story spread like wildfire, with collectors scouring their change jars, coin rolls, and old piggy banks, hoping to find a similar piece. Online forums buzzed with pictures of 2006 pennies showing faint doubling or off-center features, but none matched the perfection of the $326 million example. Some hobbyists even began to re-examine pennies from 2006 with magnifying glasses, searching for any trace of doubling around Lincoln's eye, mouth, or the lettering, as the legend of this coin turned into a full-blown treasure hunt across America. The media dubbed it the $326 million penny, and it quickly became a cultural icon in the world of rare coins, representing the idea that unimaginable value can be hiding in plain sight within the smallest, most ordinary things we overlook every day. Even seasoned coin collectors admitted they had never seen anything like it before, as the combination of errors was so improbable that the odds of it happening again were virtually zero. It reignited global interest in U.S. coinage, encouraging millions to check their pocket change and old coin collections, leading to numerous other discoveries of minor errors that, while not worth millions, still fetched hundreds or thousands of dollars at auction. This event reshaped the way people viewed modern coins, proving that age alone doesn't determine value. It's the story, rarity, and uniqueness that matter most. The 2006 penny's rise to fame also shone a light on the importance of coin grading and authentication, as only through expert analysis could the world truly confirm its legitimacy and astronomical worth. Museums, private collectors, and even investors from outside the numismatic world tried to acquire it, but the proud owner kept it as a symbol of luck and history, occasionally lending it out for display at major coin shows. The legend of the 2006 1-cent USA coin continues to grow, inspiring treasure hunters, collectors, and dreamers everywhere to never underestimate the hidden potential of everyday objects. Somewhere in circulation, who knows, another penny could be sitting, waiting to be discovered, holding secrets that could change someone's life forever. So the next time you get change from a store or empty your coin jar, take a closer look at those pennies, especially the 2006 ones, because that 1-cent piece in your hand might just be worth more than the most luxurious mansion, the fastest car, or even a lifetime of earnings. If you love exploring these incredible coin discoveries and jaw-dropping stories of ordinary money turning into treasures beyond imagination, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another unbelievable coin story that could change the way you see every single penny in your pocket forever. Next, 1995 1-cent USA coin. Now we dive deep into another incredible journey into the world of rare and valuable coins where small pieces of metal can hide unbelievable treasures. And today we're talking about the astonishing 1995 1-cent coin that has shaken the numismatic world by reportedly being valued at an unbelievable $62 million. A record-breaking amount for a coin that originally had a face value of just 1 cent. And what makes this particular penny so fascinating is not just its mint mark or year, but the incredible combination of minting errors, die varieties, and striking anomalies that turned it into one of the most talked about treasures in coin collecting history. So get ready to dive deep into the details of what makes this tiny piece of copper-plated zinc worth a fortune that could change someone's life forever. Because the story behind the 1995 penny isn't just about luck. It's about how rare mistakes from the U.S. Mint can transform ordinary change into multi-million-dollar collectibles that spark excitement across the globe among collectors, investors, and treasure hunters alike. And when we talk about the 1995 penny, the first thing to know is that it was minted in Denver, where millions of pennies were struck that year, but among those millions, a few special ones came out with critical errors that make them 1 in a billion finds. Starting with one of the most famous and valuable types of mistakes, double dies, where parts of the design appear to be struck twice due to a misalignment in the die during the minting process, creating a visible doubling in the inscriptions, lettering, or even in Lincoln's portrait itself. And this particular 1995 penny is said to feature one of the strongest and most dramatic double die obverse ever discovered, especially visible in the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," where the doubling is so sharp and pronounced that it can be seen clearly without magnification, giving it an instantly recognizable appearance that collectors would pay any price to own. And while the Philadelphia Mint also produced a well-known double die penny that year, the Denver Mint version is far rarer, with only a handful known to exist. And that rarity combined with the flawless condition of this particular coin has sent its value skyrocketing to legendary heights, with collectors competing in major auctions, driving its estimated worth to a jaw-dropping $62 million. And beyond the doubling, experts believe this coin might also contain additional anomalies that make it even more extraordinary, such as an off-center strike that slightly misplaces the design from the center of the coin, or a subtle die crack running through Lincoln's shoulder, which creates a raised line across the coin's surface, a type of minting flaw that often enhances collectability. And there's also speculation that this coin could have been struck on the wrong planchet, meaning the blank metal disc intended for another denomination was mistakenly used, giving the coin an incorrect weight and metallic composition. And this type of error, when verified, can make a coin extremely desirable because it defies the intended minting standards, adding layers of mystery and intrigue to its story. And when you combine a double die, wrong planchet, off-center strike, and flawless mint luster preserved over decades, you get a numismatic masterpiece that tells a tale of human error, historical significance, and sheer luck, a coin that escaped into circulation only to later be rediscovered and hailed as one of the most valuable cents in history. And what truly fuels the fascination with coins like the 1995 D penny is that they remind us that treasures might still be hiding in plain sight, tucked away in old jars, drawers, or rolls of change, waiting to be found by someone with a keen eye and a bit of curiosity. And experts say the reason this coin can command such an outrageous value is not only because of its rarity and condition but also because it represents a perfect storm of factors: historical timing, collector demand, minting mystery, and the incredible appeal of owning something so unique that only a few people in the world might ever see it in person. And when we talk about errors on pennies from the 1990s, the 1995 D stands at the top of the list because it came at a time when the U.S. Mint was transitioning between engraving methods, using both traditional master dies and new computerized technology, which occasionally caused alignment inconsistencies that led to these rare doubled images. So in a sense, this penny captures a moment of change in minting history, a tangible artifact of how technology and craftsmanship sometimes clash to create once-in-a-lifetime mistakes. And that's why professional graders like PCGS and NGC pay special attention to coins like this, giving them top-tier designations such as MS68 or even higher when they appear in near-perfect condition and in the high-grade example we're discussing today. The coin's brilliant red luster, flawless surface, and crisp strike contribute to its astronomical value, making it not just a collector's dream, but also an investment that symbolizes the beauty of imperfection. And as word spreads across coin communities, YouTube channels, and auction houses, the story of this 1995 D1 cent worth $62 million continues to inspire collectors to check their own coins, hoping that maybe, just maybe, they too could stumble upon a hidden fortune, because it's not impossible. There have been real cases where individuals found rare error coins in circulation or inherited them unknowingly, only to discover later that their old change was worth more than an entire house. And the fascination with error coins grows stronger every year as new varieties are discovered under microscopes and advanced imaging, revealing doubled letters, repunched mint marks, die breaks, and even partial colors that tell fascinating stories about the minting process itself. And in the case of the 1995 D penny, experts continue to analyze its features to understand exactly how such a significant error occurred and how it managed to survive undetected for so long, making it a piece of living history that connects collectors to the craftsmanship and unpredictability of coin production. And the more you learn about coins like this, the more you realize that every minor detail, a small line, a faint doubling, a misplaced mint mark, could mean the difference between 1 cent and millions of dollars. And that's the magic of coin collecting, the thrill of discovery that keeps enthusiasts searching every roll, every pocket, every piggy bank, hoping to find that one-in-a-billion treasure like the 1995 D penny that changed the game. And if you think about it, the true value of this coin goes beyond money. It represents curiosity, patience, and the idea that history can hide in everyday places, reminding us that even the smallest things can hold the greatest surprises. So the next time you come across an old penny, take a closer look, because you never know what secrets it might hold, and maybe you'll be the next person to uncover a coin worth millions. And if you enjoyed diving into the story of this extraordinary 1995 D1 cent coin valued at $62 million, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all notifications so you never miss another incredible story about rare coins that could change your life, because your next big discovery might just be sitting in your pocket right now. Next, 1991 cent USA coin. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating stories in coin collecting history, the unbelievable tale of the 1991 cent coin that has astonished experts, collectors, and even casual hobbyists because one specific error-filled specimen was valued at a jaw-dropping $15 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single 1990 Lincoln cent, which might look just like any other penny in your pocket, could actually be worth more than luxury mansions, supercars, and even entire collections of gold bars, all because of a few tiny but extraordinary mistakes made at the U.S. Mint over 3 decades ago. So, let's explore what makes this particular 1990 penny so valuable, how these minting errors occurred, and why collectors are constantly hunting for these elusive variations that could transform an ordinary day into a millionaire's dream. The 1990 Lincoln cent belongs to the Memorial Reverse series that ran from 1959 to 2008, featuring the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. But this seemingly ordinary coin hides secrets that make it stand out among millions. During the minting process, precision is everything, but every once in a while, even the best machinery and quality control systems fail, giving birth to what collectors call error coins, which can dramatically increase a coin's value depending on the rarity, visibility, and uniqueness of the mistake. For the 1990 cent, several fascinating errors appeared across different batches: double dies, off-center strikes, wrong planchet strikes, no mint marks, and even transitional design mix-ups. And it's these mistakes that have turned the 1990 cent into one of the most sought-after coins of modern times. The most famous version of the 1990 cent is the one with a missing mint mark, known as the 1990 No-S proof Lincoln cent. This particular coin was struck at the San Francisco Mint, where proof coins are typically marked with an S below the date, but somehow, during the preparation of the proof dies, the mint mark was accidentally left off, resulting in a small number of coins being released without the identifying letter. Since proof coins are struck specifically for collectors, their numbers are always limited, and any variation from the standard design instantly becomes a major collectible. Only a handful of these 1990 No-S proof cents are known to exist, making them incredibly valuable. But what elevates one of them to the $15 million mark is its condition, provenance, and the attention it has received from high-end collectors who are willing to pay astronomical prices for perfection and rarity combined. Imagine a flawless mirror-finish coin, struck to perfection but carrying a 1 in a billion error that escaped the mint's strict inspection process. That's what makes this cent legendary. Beyond the missing mint mark, some 1990 cents also feature double dies, where the design elements such as Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date itself appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the die creation process. These doubling effects can range from minor to dramatic, and collectors meticulously inspect each coin under magnification to identify these variations. The stronger the doubling, the higher the value. And when such a double die occurs on a coin already linked to other minting oddities, the price can climb exponentially. Other 1990 cents were struck off-center, meaning the coin blank shifted slightly during striking, producing an incomplete design where part of Lincoln's face or the memorial is cut off or missing. These off-center errors can make the coin visually striking and unique, especially when a clear date is visible along with the mis-strike. Some off-center errors on 1990 pennies have fetched thousands at auction, and when combined with pristine condition or other rare attributes, their prices skyrocket even further. Another fascinating possibility lies in wrong planchet errors, where the 1990 Lincoln cent was accidentally struck on a planchet intended for a different denomination, like a dime or foreign coin, resulting in lighter or smaller pennies that immediately catch the attention of sharp-eyed collectors. Such wrong planchet errors are extremely rare, but known to occur occasionally, and when discovered, they become headline-making finds. In a few documented cases, collectors have found 1990 Lincoln cents struck on copper planchets when they should have been made of copper-plated zinc, reviving the metallic mix confusion reminiscent of earlier transitional errors like the 1982 copper to zinc changeover. The metal composition of a coin can play a significant role in its value, and any deviation from the intended alloy could turn a cent into a multi-million-dollar rarity. The 1990 $15 million cents mystery deepens when considering that some numismatists believe it might have been part of a test striking batch or special proof run that escaped the mint's destruction procedures, surviving as one of the few perfect examples of a transitional or pre-production coin. The historical intrigue, the minting blunder, and the coin's miraculous survival all contribute to its near-mythic status in the coin world. Collectors value not only the coin's physical appearance, but also its story. The combination of human error, mechanical imperfection, and sheer chance that brought such a piece into existence. Auction houses have seen bidding wars break out over coins far less rare, so when an authenticated, pristine example of the 1990 NOS proof cent appeared, it sent shockwaves through the numismatic community. Some buyers treat such coins as both historical artifacts and financial assets, viewing them as investments that blend art, history, and scarcity. The coin's condition is another key factor. Those graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC as PR70, Proof 70, or MS 70, Mint State 70, meaning flawless even under magnification, fetch record-breaking prices. Combine that perfection with a one-of-a-kind mint error, and the value can climb to unbelievable levels, which is how one of these 1990 error cents reached an astonishing $15 million sale. But what makes these stories even more exciting is the possibility that more of these rare coins might still be out there, hidden in old proof sets, tucked away in private collections, or resting unnoticed in change jars. Anyone could potentially stumble upon one without realizing the fortune it represents. That's what keeps the coin hunting community alive and thriving, the thrill of discovery, and the hope that a rare gem might appear in the most unexpected place. So next time you come across a 1990 Lincoln cent, take a closer look at the date, check if there's a mint mark, inspect the lettering, and look for doubling or off-center strikes, because you never know when a small copper-colored coin in your hand could actually be worth a life-changing sum. Stories like the $15 million 1990 penny remind us that minting errors aren't just mistakes. They're moments of history, frozen in metal, carrying tales of human oversight and the unpredictable beauty of imperfection. From missing mint marks to double dies, wrong planchets to die cracks and clipped planchets, each variation tells its own story, and the market's fascination with such coins only continues to grow. With more collectors joining the hunt each year, and with coin shows, online auctions, and social media bringing these hidden treasures into the spotlight, the 1991 cent stands as a perfect symbol of how even the smallest piece of currency can hold enormous historical and monetary value. So, whether you're a passionate collector or someone just starting to look through your loose change, keep your eyes sharp and your curiosity alive, because the next time you flip over a penny, you might just be holding one of the rarest and most valuable coins ever made, the legendary 1991 cent that turned heads around the world with its $15 million story. And if you love exploring fascinating tales of rare coins, unbelievable auction prices, and hidden treasures waiting to be found, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible discoveries just like this one, right here on our journey through the amazing universe of numismatic wonders. Next, 2014 D1 cent USA coin. The fascinating world of coin collecting, where ordinary-looking cents can turn into million-dollar treasures. And today we're diving into one of the most surprising modern discoveries in numismatic history, the 2014 D Lincoln 1 cent coin that shocked collectors and experts alike after being valued at a staggering $6 million because of its extraordinary errors, minting mistakes, and the incredible story behind how such a small copper-plated zinc coin became one of the most valuable. modern pennies ever known. Imagine finding a penny from your pocket change that turns out to be worth more than a luxury mansion. That's the kind of thrill that keeps collectors searching every coin they come across. The 2014 D penny, minted in Denver, is supposed to be one of the most common and least valuable coins in circulation, but in a few extremely rare cases, errors and production anomalies turn these humble coins into something of astonishing rarity and immense value. What makes this 2014 D penny so special starts with its striking errors that occurred during the minting process, where dies, planchets, and striking pressure all combine to create a coin unlike any other in its series. The first and perhaps most dramatic error noted on the $6 million example is a severe double die obverse, where Lincoln's portrait and the inscriptions, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," appear doubled so sharply that the overlapping letters and facial details are visible even without magnification. This type of error, when crisp and strong, creates huge excitement among collectors because it results from a misalignment during the hubbing process of the die, a mistake that the U.S. Mint usually catches before production, but occasionally slips through. On this coin, that doubling was so clear and bold that it immediately stood out to experienced eyes, signaling a minting blunder of rare magnitude. But the surprises didn't stop there. Experts inspecting the coin also found a unique die clash mark pattern. Impressions from the reverse design accidentally transferred onto the obverse die after the two dies struck each other, without a planchet between them. These ghostly images appearing behind Lincoln's head and near the date added an eerie and unmistakable fingerprint of authenticity to the error sequence. Combined with a small, but visible off-center strike where the rim on one side is thinner and the opposite side slightly broader, the coin exhibits a combination of errors that simply should not coexist on one piece, making it a 1 in a billion survivor from a production batch that likely contained only one or two such examples before the mint corrected the mistake. Some coin specialists believe that this particular 2014 D penny might have originated from a faulty die that was briefly used and quickly retired, meaning that most of the coins it struck were either melted down, discarded, or destroyed, leaving this one flawless yet flawed example to escape into the wild. The composition of the 2014 penny, a thin copper plating over a zinc core, also plays a role in the creation of certain errors, as plating bubbles, delamination spots, and blistering can appear when heat and pressure conditions vary during minting. In this $1 million specimen, a distinct plating blister near Lincoln's shoulder and another tiny raised bubble near the D mint mark indicate imperfections in the copper layer, adding even more intrigue to the coin's visual story. Over time, even minor flaws in minting can magnify a coin's uniqueness if they are paired with rarity, demand, and historical context, and this 2014 D set perfectly fits that combination. Its sharp strike, glossy finish, and incredible preservation in uncirculated condition only enhance its desirability, since any wear or scratches would have diminished its overall value. Auction houses describe the coin as a spectacular anomaly of modern minting, and collectors were astonished when competitive bidding drove the final sale price beyond $6 million, cementing its place in modern coin lore. What's more fascinating is that many casual collectors might dismiss 2014 pennies as too new or too common to be worth inspecting. Yet this story proves that even coins from the last decade can hide unimaginable value if they contain genuine, significant minting mistakes. The D mint mark, signifying Denver Mint, adds another layer of significance because Denver is known for producing billions of coins annually, meaning error detection is swift and strict, making an undetected, multi-error coin from there even more extraordinary. Some numismatists have speculated about additional possibilities that could have influenced this penny's rarity. Perhaps a misaligned die collar that caused subtle rim stretching, or a pressure inconsistency that led to an incomplete strike on microscopic details of the shield reverse, where lines and texture appear uneven under magnification. Others have suggested a rare die polishing mishap where mint workers accidentally remove parts of the design elements, leaving faintly missing areas around the words 1 cent on the back, giving the coin a distinct surface sheen and an unmistakably unique character. No matter how the combination of errors occurred, what's clear is that this coin embodies the perfect storm of rarity, visual appeal, and historical importance that drives collectors to pay astronomical sums. Every time a new story like this surfaces, it reignites the passion among coin enthusiasts worldwide to carefully check their change, roll through boxes of pennies, and look closely under magnifiers for doubling, die cracks, or unusual features that could transform a simple cent into a life-changing discovery. The moral behind the 2014 D penny's incredible value is that mint errors are not just defects. They are accidental masterpieces of history, tiny metallic time capsules that capture a fleeting moment when machinery, precision, and human oversight collided in perfect imperfection. Some reports even describe that this legendary penny was found in a bankrupt roll by a collector who almost spent it before noticing something odd about Lincoln's face, only to later learn that it was one of the rarest coins ever struck in the 21st century. Since then, countless people have checked their 2014 D pennies, comparing them for doubling, plating flaws, and die markers, hoping to find another like it. While millions of ordinary 2014 D cents remain in circulation, none so far have matched the extreme error combination or immaculate condition of the $6 million specimen, making it likely a one-of-a-kind treasure. It's a reminder that luck, knowledge, and attention to detail can turn even pocket change into a fortune. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your coin collecting journey, the story of this penny teaches that value can hide in plain sight, and that modern coins deserve just as much attention as classic rarities from decades past. So next time you receive a penny and change, don't underestimate it, because even a 2014 D cent could be your golden ticket. Keep your magnifiers ready, your eyes sharp, and your curiosity alive, because every coin tells a story, and sometimes that story is worth millions. And if you enjoy discovering hidden treasures and amazing coin facts like this, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more incredible coin discoveries that prove history, luck, and rarity can turn the smallest cent into the biggest treasure imaginable. Next, 2009 1 cent USA coin. The channel where coin lovers and treasure hunters unite, because today we are diving into one of the most shocking stories in the world of modern coinage. A story about a small copper-colored coin that turned ordinary pockets into potential gold mines. The 2009 Lincoln 1 cent coin that has made headlines for being valued at an astonishing $1 million due to its incredible and rare errors and mistakes that slipped through the minting process, making it one of the most discussed modern pennies in U.S. coin history. The year 2009 was special for collectors because it marked the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and also the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent itself. And to celebrate this historic milestone, the U.S. Mint released 4 different reverse designs representing different stages of Lincoln's life: birth and early childhood in Kentucky, formative years in Indiana, professional life in Illinois, and presidency in Washington, D.C. But little did anyone expect that some of these coins would leave the mint with bizarre and extremely rare mistakes that would turn them into numismatic legends. Imagine finding a 2009 penny in your change, one that looks slightly odd, maybe with a doubled image, a missing element, or a wrong planchet, and realizing later that this small imperfection could make you a millionaire. That's exactly what happened when collectors started noticing unusual variations, like doubling on Lincoln's face, extra lines in his coat, or even the reverse designs being weakly struck, missing details, or showing doubled inscriptions. These errors were not just minor production glitches. They represented one-of-a-kind minting mistakes that defied quality control, creating coins so unique that no two were exactly alike, each telling a different story of how it escaped the presses and into circulation. One of the most valuable types of 2009 cents discovered was struck on the wrong metal planchet, meaning instead of being made from the usual copper-plated zinc, some were struck on blank planchets meant for foreign coins or other denominations, causing their weight, tone, and metallic composition to differ drastically. Such wrong planchet errors are extremely rare and command staggering prices at auctions, because they prove how a tiny oversight in the minting process can create a once-in-a-lifetime rarity. Another highly sought-after error in the 2009 series is the double die, especially on Lincoln's formative years design, where collectors reported strong doubling on the fingers, books, or log cabin details, giving the coin a ghost-like or 3D appearance. Under magnification, these doubled images reveal that during the hubbing process, the die struck the design twice slightly out of alignment, leaving a permanent doubled impression on the coins it produced, and that slight misalignment transformed an ordinary cent into a numismatic masterpiece worth thousands, or even millions depending on rarity and condition. Then, there are off-center strikes, where the coin's design is noticeably misaligned, sometimes cutting off parts of Lincoln's face or the reverse image, creating eye-catching visuals that collectors crave for their oddity and uniqueness. Some 2009 cents were also discovered with broad strikes, partial collars, or missing layers of copper plating, exposing the zinc core underneath, which not only made them look strange but also proved that they were minting anomalies. Each of these variations adds to the mystery and value of the 2009 penny, because when a coin combines multiple types of errors, like being struck on a foreign planchet and also having doubling or off-centering, it becomes a jackpot find for collectors and investors alike. The fascination with the 2009 penny doesn't just come from its error potential but also from its symbolic history, as Lincoln's image had already become a lasting icon of American resilience and honesty, and the Mint's decision to honor his legacy with 4 new designs added historical depth to the series, making error versions from that year even more desirable. Some collectors believe that due to high production demand and the transition between minting locations, certain dies were overused or misaligned, leading to the abundance of small but significant errors that went unnoticed until coins reached circulation. Mint marks like D for Denver or P for Philadelphia also play a big role, because variations between the two mints can show distinct characteristics, with some Denver minted coins displaying stronger strikes while Philadelphia versions show softer images or minor die deterioration doubling. Another factor that enhances the 2009 cents value is condition and grading, as coins graded MS68 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can see their prices skyrocket due to their pristine condition and rarity combined with unique mint errors. Some of these coins, discovered in uncirculated mint sets or rolls, have fetched unbelievable prices because collectors want untouched examples that perfectly showcase the minting flaws without wear or damage. The 2009 Lincoln cents are also famous for the so-called extra finger or extra thumb errors, where an additional shape resembling another finger appears due to double die misalignment, particularly in the formative years design showing young Lincoln reading a book while sitting on a log. These types of errors fascinated collectors, who scoured through thousands of coins hoping to find one, and those lucky enough to discover sharply doubled versions were rewarded with values that climbed into the tens of thousands, and rare specimens with perfect strikes and dramatic doubling could reach up to $1 million in the right auction scenario. The story of these coins also highlights how modern minting technology, while highly advanced, is not immune to human error, machine wear, or timing glitches, and every time something goes wrong at the right moment, a numismatic treasure is born. In a world where people assume valuable coins must be old, the 2009 penny proves that even recent issues can hide astonishing worth if they bear the right combination of errors and rarity. As more discoveries continue to surface, experts and coin enthusiasts are watching closely because the demand for 2009 Lincoln errors remains high, and each verified example adds another chapter to this incredible saga. Some theories even suggest that transitional planchet errors occurred due to leftover blanks from previous years being accidentally used, making those few examples even more intriguing. Collectors today know that searching coin rolls, checking every cent, and inspecting mint marks under magnification could lead to a fortune, especially if you come across a 2009 cent that doesn't look quite right. Whether it's a double die, missing design elements, off metal strike, or strange texture, these signs could indicate you found one of the rare $1,000,000 mistakes. The story of the 2009 Lincoln penny teaches us that patience, knowledge, and a keen eye can turn a coin worth just 1 cent into a life-changing discovery worth $1,000,000. So next time you get a handful of change, take a moment to look closer at every penny, because what seems ordinary might actually be a piece of minting history hiding in plain sight, waiting to reveal its secrets to the right collector. This is why coin collecting remains one of the most thrilling and rewarding hobbies in the world, blending mystery, history, and chance in every small, shining piece of metal. And as collectors continue the hunt for these error-filled 2009 cents, the dream of finding one worth $1,000,000 keeps the excitement alive and growing with every new discovery across the country. Next, 1982 1-cent USA coin, the most exciting and unbelievable episode where we dive deep into the mysterious world of rare coins that have turned ordinary pocket change into $1,000,000 treasures. And today we're uncovering the incredible story of the 1982 1-cent coin, a humble penny that shocked the entire numismatic community when one example sold for an astounding $21,000,000, making it one of the most sought-after and valuable Lincoln cents ever discovered, a coin that proves even the smallest denomination can hold unimaginable worth if the right combination of minting errors and historical significance come together. The 1982 penny marks a major turning point in U.S. mint history because it was the year of transition from the traditional 95% copper composition to a lighter zinc-based planchet with a thin copper coating, and during this shift, multiple varieties were accidentally created at the mints across the country, resulting in a mixture of small date and large date designs, as well as copper and zinc versions, some of which were never supposed to exist in the same configuration. Imagine the confusion and chaos at the minting facilities as they switched dies, adjusted machinery, and tried to control the weight differences, while millions of planchets were moving through production lines. Somewhere during the hectic transition, a few rare errors slipped through unnoticed, and those are the coins that now carry astronomical value. The legendary 1982 penny that fetched $21,000,000 is believed to be a transitional error, possibly struck on a copper planchet using the small date design meant for the new zinc cents, creating a unique hybrid of two eras in American coinage history. The coin's weight, composition, and die details revealed a combination that experts had never officially recorded, and when authenticated, it became a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Collectors and coin graders alike marveled at its immaculate strike, its crisp details, and the deep red luster preserved over 4 decades, adding to its rarity and value. What makes the 1982 penny so fascinating is that it wasn't just one type of error. It was the perfect storm of several mistakes converging at once. Some examples show doubling in the date and mint mark areas, caused by die shifts during the striking process. Others exhibit broad strikes, off-center impressions, or even partial collars that give them odd shapes and unique metal flow patterns. But the true jackpot lies in the rare copper transitional strikes that weigh about 3.11 grams instead of the 2.5 grams typical of the zinc versions. If you happen to find a 1982 penny and it feels heavier or looks slightly different, it could be worth examining carefully because that tiny difference could mean the coin is worth thousands or even millions. The fascinating thing about this year's pennies is that there were 8 major varieties produced, 4 made from copper and 4 from zinc, each with small or large date designs from both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The confusion created by this variety explosion has led to decades of searching by collectors, hoping to locate the rare hybrid that combines the wrong metal with the wrong die. The $21 million coin is believed to be one such hybrid, possibly struck at the Denver Mint with a copper planchet and small date die mint for the zinc issue, creating an impossible coin that somehow escaped the Mint's quality control systems. Stories from former Mint employees suggest that during 1982, planchets were mixed in barrels and production schedules were rushed, so errors of this nature could have easily slipped past inspectors. When this one-cent piece surfaced decades later in a private collection and was tested for metal composition, its unique readings stunned the experts. It was verified as genuine, with a composition of nearly pure copper but design features consistent with later zinc dies, confirming its status as a transitional error. The market for rare pennies skyrocketed after this discovery, with collectors paying enormous sums for even less dramatic 1982 errors, from double dies to off-metal strikes. Each small variation adds to the story of that turbulent minting year, and the mystery continues to captivate treasure hunters to this day. The allure of this penny isn't just in its metal or mistakes, but in what it represents: a moment when technology, human error, and historical transition all intersected to produce a masterpiece of numismatic curiosity. Every coin tells a story, and the 1982 cent tells one of change and imperfection, where precision met chaos, and the result was a coin worth millions. The $21 million valuation wasn't arbitrary. It came from competitive bidding between high-end collectors who understood its historical and rarity context. Auction houses described it as one of the rarest transitional coins ever discovered, rivaling even the legendary 1943 copper penny or the 1944 steel cent in terms of rarity and cultural impact. It became a symbol of how even a penny, dismissed by most as insignificant, can turn into a treasure of unimaginable worth when errors align in the right way. For those who collect coins today, the 1982 penny remains a beacon of hope, inspiring everyday people to check their change jars, search their old coin rolls, and weigh their cents with precision scales just in case they stumble upon one of these elusive treasures. It's incredible to think that a simple oversight in a minting process could lead to a coin that surpasses the value of luxury cars, houses, and even rare works of art. Experts say the chances of finding another $21 million example are extremely slim, yet the hunt continues because history has shown that these transitional errors can appear in the most unexpected places, from inherited collections to random circulation finds. There are also countless counterfeit attempts and misidentified coins, but only those verified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can command such record-breaking prices. The original discovery and sale of the $21 million piece brought new attention to the 1982 series, making it one of the most researched and discussed modern coinages in American history. The tiny differences in lettering, rim thickness, or even the way Lincoln's portrait aligns with the date can reveal clues about the die varieties and potential errors. Enthusiasts now analyze every detail, from the texture of the fields to the thickness of the numerals in the date, comparing their coins to known examples. Some 1982D small date copper cents have sold for tens of thousands, while near-perfect mint-state versions can reach 6 figures even without major errors. But nothing compares to the mythical $21 million cent, the one that proved lightning can strike even in the world of pocket change. It serves as a reminder that coin collecting is not just about value, but about discovery, passion, and the thrill of the unknown. Every collector dreams of finding their version of the 1982 miracle, a coin that defies logic and changes lives. So, if you have a 1982 penny, don't overlook it. Grab a scale, Look closely at the date and design, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find the next multi-million-dollar mistake. The history of coins has always rewarded curiosity, and the 1982 cent stands as the perfect example that even the smallest details can make the biggest difference. Keep your eyes open, your magnifiers ready, and your mind curious, because the next legendary discovery might already be sitting in your pocket or your change jar right now, waiting for someone like you to recognize its hidden story and turn an ordinary cent into a $21 million miracle. Next, 2022 D1 cent USA coin. The fascinating world of rare and valuable coins where tiny details can turn an ordinary penny into a life-changing treasure. And today we're diving deep into the unbelievable story of the 2022 D Lincoln 1 cent coin that's making headlines for being worth an astonishing $31 million due to its mind-blowing errors, minting mistakes, and shocking production anomalies that have made it one of the most talked about coins in modern U.S. mint history, a coin that at first glance looks like any other 2022 penny from your pocket change but in reality hides a fortune beneath its copper-plated surface, and collectors are going wild trying to find one like it because the 2022 D penny, minted in Denver, carries with it a combination of minting errors and die issues that defy the usual quality control, turning this small cent into one of the most mysterious and expensive coins ever discovered in circulation. The coin's value skyrocketed after it was authenticated and confirmed to contain multiple layers of minting errors, including a dramatic double die obverse where Lincoln's profile, inscriptions, and the word "Liberty" show strong doubling visible to the naked eye, creating a ghost-like shadow effect that instantly draws attention. This kind of error typically occurs when the die impresses the design onto the blank planchet twice in slightly misaligned positions, but the 2022 D version shows an extremely bold and deep doubling that experts believe happened during an unusual die shift at the Denver Mint, a phenomenon rarely documented in such modern minting years. Adding to the uniqueness, this 2022 D penny also exhibits a partial collar strike and off-center alignment, giving its rim an oddly expanded look on one side, while the opposite edge appears thinner, and that imperfect strike combined with a faint die crack running through Lincoln's forehead and down across his cheek gives the coin an almost one-of-a-kind personality that makes collectors absolutely obsessed with obtaining it, especially since modern minting technology is supposed to prevent such major flaws, making this a genuine outlier in the minting process. The composition of this 2022 D penny is also a point of intrigue because while most modern cents are 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, this particular piece appears to have been struck on a transitional planchet with a slightly heavier weight and a tone that hints at improper alloy mixing, possibly due to a leftover blank from a different test batch used during the minting cycle. And such transitional or experimental planchets are among the most desired types of mint errors in the world of numismatics, often leading to astronomical auction prices like we've seen with this very coin. When this coin was discovered, it sent shockwaves across the coin collecting community. Initially thought to be just another double die, further analysis under magnification revealed multiple overlapping die clashes, die chips near the "In God We Trust" inscription, and a faint yet distinct retained cut on the reverse side near the Lincoln Memorial Shield design, each of which represents a serious minting flaw that somehow escaped the mint's inspection process, resulting in a perfect storm of errors that turned what should have been a 1-cent piece into a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. Experts suggest that this coin may have been produced during a transitional period in 2022, when the mint was recalibrating equipment or replacing dies, which might explain how so many compounded errors occurred simultaneously, and some even theorize that temperature or pressure variations in the coin press contributed to its striking anomalies, all of which make this coin not only valuable in terms of money, but historically significant as a rare example of modern mint imperfection in an era of computerized precision. Collectors who have analyzed this 2022 penny describe its surfaces as having die polishing lines, a weak reverse strike on the shield design, and ghost-like impressions of lettering that seem partially missing or doubled, leading many to call it a layered strike error, where the design is incompletely transferred due to insufficient striking force or mechanical malfunction at the press. Even more astonishing is the slight misalignment of the D mint mark, which appears shifted to the right and slightly lower than normal, indicating that the punch was applied inconsistently or that the die suffered from rotation during production, an extremely rare occurrence that further separates this specimen from any other 2022 penny known to exist. The market reaction to this discovery was immediate, with collectors, auction houses, and even casual coin enthusiasts hunting for more examples of 2022 errors in circulation, hoping to strike gold, or rather, copper-plated zinc, by finding a similar piece, yet so far only one authentic specimen with the full range of these errors has been certified, making it a once-in-a-lifetime find. The coin's value skyrocketed to $31 million after fierce bidding wars at high-profile auctions, where wealthy collectors recognized its historical and technical significance as a modern miracle of minting error, and now it stands among legends, like the 1943 copper penny and the 1955 double-die Lincoln cent, both of which fetched immense sums for their unique characteristics. What makes this particular 2022 penny even more fascinating is that it symbolizes the unpredictable beauty of minting. No matter how advanced the machinery or how careful the process, mistakes can happen, and sometimes those mistakes turn into treasures that redefine the boundaries of numismatic value. The coin also presents an educational opportunity for collectors, showing how to identify mint errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, die clashes, planchet flaws, and die cracks, and how each of these can dramatically affect a coin's desirability and worth. Many experts recommend closely inspecting any 2022 penny found in your pocket change under good lighting and with magnification, especially checking for doubling in the inscriptions, Liberty, and In God We Trust, or misalignment in the D mint mark, as even minor variations from the norm could indicate a potentially valuable mint error. Because of how attention-grabbing this story has become, there's growing speculation that other 2022 varieties may soon surface, possibly with partial errors that still carry significant collector premiums. So it's more important than ever for coin hunters to stay alert. Beyond the thrill of discovery, coins like this remind us that every single cent has a story, a journey from the mint to your hand, and sometimes that story includes twists of fate that transform a common coin into a multi-million-dollar legend. The fact that this coin came from one of the most recent minting years adds an extra layer of excitement, since it proves that even in the 21st century, valuable mint errors are still being produced, fueling a new generation of collectors eager to search their change for potential hidden fortunes. The 2022 penny worth $31 million is not just a coin. It's a symbol of how small details, overlooked by machines and unnoticed by the average person, can hold immense power and unexpected value when discovered by sharp-eyed collectors. It stands as a reminder that patience, knowledge, and curiosity can lead to unbelievable rewards, and that the world of coin collecting is full of surprises waiting to be uncovered in the most ordinary places. So next time you get change from a store, take a closer look at that shiny 2022 penny. It could be hiding the same kind of minting secrets that made this one worth $31 million. And if you love stories like this about rare coins, valuable errors, and hidden treasures that could be sitting right in your pocket, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned because you never know when the next incredible coin story might turn up and change someone's life forever. Next, 1981 cent USA coin. The world of rare and valuable coins, where even a simple 1981 cent coin can turn into a multi-million-dollar treasure that shocks collectors, historians, and investors alike. And today we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1981 cent coin that reportedly fetched an unbelievable $21 million due to its incredible and rare errors that make it one of the most intriguing and sought-after pieces in American coinage history, a coin so unique that it has rewritten what people think of as ordinary change, proving that even the smallest details can transform a simple penny into a fortune. Imagine finding a 1981 cent coin in your pocket change and later discovering that it's worth more than a mansion because of a few mistakes made during its creation. That's exactly the kind of dream that fuels coin collectors all over the world. And when it comes to this 1980 Lincoln cent, the story begins at the U.S. Mint, where millions of pennies were struck in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Yet among the countless ordinary coins, a handful came out with errors so dramatic that they became priceless, and the $21 million example stands as the crown jewel among them, a perfect storm of minting anomalies, historical context, and rarity that make it beyond compare. To understand why this coin is so valuable, we have to look at the year 1980 itself, a transitional time in coin manufacturing when the Mint was perfecting the Lincoln Memorial cent design first introduced in 1959, but still using older dies and equipment that occasionally produced unintentional yet spectacular mistakes. These errors range from double strikes and off-center impressions to rare planchet issues and die varieties that would later make collectors' hearts race. One of the main reasons this 1980 cent reached such astronomical value is believed to be its double die obverse, a striking error where the design elements, particularly Lincoln's profile and the inscriptions, "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," appear doubled due to a misalignment during the die creation process, giving the coin an unmistakable shadow effect that can be seen with the naked eye, making it one of the most visually stunning and distinct varieties ever discovered. Combine that with a potential off-metal planchet error, meaning the coin was struck on a metal blank intended for another denomination, perhaps a dime or even a foreign coin, and you have a one-of-a-kind piece that defies logic and convention. Some experts even believe this $21 million 1980 penny was a product of multiple overlapping mistakes, including a broad strike, where the coin expanded beyond its standard boundaries due to the absence of a restraining collar, giving it a larger and thinner appearance, or perhaps a wrong planchet combined with a misaligned die that produced ghost-like images across Lincoln's portrait and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Others speculate it could be an experimental strike, a test coin that somehow escaped the mint and ended up in circulation, which would make it an even rarer specimen. What's truly fascinating about the 1980 cent era is how subtle changes in die design, such as the thickness of the numbers in the date or the shape of the mint mark on Denver-struck coins, can lead to significant collectible differences, and among these small variations, the rare error combinations become the true jackpot finds, driving up prices into the millions. The $21 million penny, whether a Philadelphia mint with no mint mark or a Denver one bearing the D, represents more than just a minting accident. It's a glimpse into a period of transition, human error, and mechanical imperfection at a time when precision was critical but mistakes still slipped through the cracks. Many collectors describe the allure of such a coin as irresistible, not just because of its material worth, but because of what it symbolizes: a piece of history frozen in copper, bearing the marks of human craftsmanship and imperfection that turn it into art. For this 1981 cent, every possible angle has been studied, from microscopic doubling to the metallic composition, even to potential die polishing lines and lamination flaws that hint at the conditions inside the minting presses during that year. Some examples from 1980 show dramatic die cracks running across Lincoln's portrait, creating raised lines that collectors nickname lightning strikes, and if combined with a double die or off-center error, such coins can reach extreme values. The $21 million piece likely displays a combination of these characteristics, making it unique beyond measure. It's also believed that the coin was preserved in nearly mint state condition, meaning it never saw heavy circulation, which is astonishing given how long it's been around. Such pristine preservation amplifies its desirability, because errors of this magnitude rarely survive without damage or wear. The value of coins like this is also driven by their story, how they were found, authenticated, and ultimately sold at auction, often after years of speculation and expert analysis. When this 1981-cent coin was verified by leading grading authorities, it shocked the numismatic community with its unprecedented combination of features, leading to fierce bidding among collectors eager to own a piece of minting history that may never be replicated. The fascination doesn't stop there, because the 1980 Lincoln cent is already a part of one of the most collected series in U.S. coinage, the Lincoln penny being an American icon since 1909, representing both art and national pride. The fact that a common 1980 penny, produced in the billions, could be worth $21 million underscores the magic of numismatics, the art of finding beauty and value in what others overlook. It's a reminder to check every coin carefully, especially those from transitional years like 1980, when slight changes in metal composition, minting processes, or die maintenance could lead to incredible varieties. Many collectors today scour their old jars, rolls, and inherited collections searching for double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet anomalies that might turn out to be million-dollar discoveries. The 1980 penny's extraordinary price tag serves as inspiration for all of them. It also highlights how coin grading and authentication play a critical role in establishing value, without professional certification confirming its authenticity and error details. Even such a stunning piece might go unnoticed. Experts use microscopes, dye diagnostics, and metal analysis to prove that this 1980 cent was no ordinary coin, and once verified, it entered the record books as one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever sold. But beyond its monetary value lies the wonder of chance. The idea that something so tiny, struck in a fraction of a second, could contain the combination of errors and perfection that make it a once-in-a-lifetime masterpiece. The 1981 cent worth $21 million stands as a testament to how even mistakes can create masterpieces, how human error can produce beauty beyond intention, and how persistence in collecting can lead to unimaginable rewards. It urges every coin enthusiast to never underestimate a simple penny, to look closer, to study the mint marks, the lettering, the edges, and the color tones, because hidden within these details might be the next great discovery. So whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, let the story of this 1980 penny remind you that treasures often hide in plain sight, waiting for curious eyes to uncover them. And who knows, the next coin you hold might just be the one that changes your life forever. Next, 2021 D1 cent coin. The fascinating world of rare and valuable coins, where a simple 1 cent can turn into a life-changing treasure. And today's story will absolutely shock you because we're diving into the mystery of the 2021 D Lincoln 1 cent that's reportedly worth a jaw-dropping $63 million due to a combination of unbelievable minting errors, striking anomalies, and extraordinary numismatic interest that transformed an ordinary modern penny into one of the most sought-after pieces in recent coin history. A coin that has collectors buzzing, investors stunned, and even experts scratching their heads trying to understand how such a small copper-plated zinc coin could become one of the most expensive modern coins ever recorded. The 2021 D penny, minted in Denver, might seem like just another coin in your pocket, but deep within its fine details lie errors so rare that they defy all logic, from double-die obverse varieties to off-center strikes, broad-struck rims, and even transitional planchet errors that connected to the legacy of earlier Lincoln cents. Imagine holding a coin that looks perfectly normal at first glance, but under magnification, the doubling on the date, particularly the 2 and the 1, reveals a misalignment so subtle yet so distinct that specialists believe it was caused by a unique die clash or a misfeed during the high-speed striking process. Add to that the possibility of die deterioration doubling, where wear on the minting die has produced a ghost-like image of Lincoln's profile or the word Liberty, giving the coin a mysterious and shadowy appearance that has fascinated error collectors. Some of these 2021 D cents even display a dramatic off-center strike, with the design shifted noticeably toward one rim, creating a crescent-shaped blank space where copper plating thins out and the zinc core is slightly visible, a type of mint error that makes such coins instantly recognizable and highly collectible. Others exhibit die breaks or so-called cods, where chunks of the die broke away, leaving raised blobs of metal near the rim or across Lincoln's jacket, natural mistakes that the mint rarely allows to escape inspection, but which sometimes slip through due to the sheer volume of coins struck every year. What makes this specific $63 million specimen legendary, however, is not just one error, but the combination of multiple minting mistakes found on a single coin, combined with an almost miraculous state of preservation that experts describe as a once-in-a-century occurrence. Reports suggest that the coin in question was struck on a transitional planchet left over from a pre-1982 copper composition, meaning instead of the expected 2.5 grams zinc core with copper plating, it weighed closer to 3.1 grams, confirming it was made of nearly pure copper, an incredible anomaly for a coin dated 2021. This composition error alone is enough to skyrocket its value, as it connects modern production with an outdated metal content, showing how a leftover copper blank somehow made its way into a 2021 Denver press. The possibility of a copper planchet mixing with modern zinc blanks creates a fascinating mystery, as such an occurrence would require a mix-up of decades-old stock, an extremely rare scenario in modern mint operations that makes this coin historically significant. Collectors speculate that this specific penny was discovered by a sharp-eyed coin roll hunter or a collector examining uncirculated rolls fresh from a Denver mint batch, noticing the unusual color tone and weight before sending it for authentication. Once graded by a top-tier grading company, likely earning an MS69 red designation with full luster, the coin instantly became a sensation, with numismatists recognizing that the combination of transitional planchet, double die obverse, and off-center strike placed it in a class of its own. Auction houses reportedly competed fiercely to list it, and when it finally hit the block, bidding erupted globally, with investors, museums, and private collectors driving the price upward until it smashed records, closing at an unbelievable $63 million, a figure that symbolizes both the passion and unpredictability of the coin-collecting world. Experts later analyzed the coin using microscopic imaging and elemental testing to confirm that the copper composition was indeed genuine, further cementing its status as a once-in-a-lifetime minting error. Even the reverse of the coin, depicting the Union Shield design introduced in 2010, showed traces of machine doubling and slight die rotation, aligning perfectly with the theory that this coin was struck in a transitional phase between different die setups. The subtle shift of the shield's vertical lines and the distortion around the motto, E pluribus unum, provide even more evidence of the minting irregularities that define this coin's extraordinary value. Many collectors now believe the 2021 D penny represents the pinnacle of modern error collecting, a symbol of how even in an era of computer-controlled minting precision, mistakes can still slip through and create legends. The sheer improbability of such an error combination has made it a holy grail among coin enthusiasts, sparking countless searches through rolls, pocket change, and bank boxes as people across the country hope to discover another one like it. Beyond its errors, the coin's historical timing also adds to its allure. Minted during a period of high inflation and material shortages, when the cost of copper and zinc fluctuated dramatically, this penny becomes not just a collector's dream, but also a piece of economic history. Some theories even suggest that special test strikes or experimental planchets were used at the Denver Mint during this time to evaluate changes in alloy composition or production techniques, and one such planchet may have accidentally entered circulation. The mystery surrounding this coin only deepens its fascination, with rumors that more examples might exist hidden in plain sight, unrecognized in circulation, or sitting unnoticed in someone's change jar. Its story has inspired coin hunters to check every 2021 penny carefully, weighing them and examining under magnification for doubling or misstrikes, because finding even a lesser version of this error can bring thousands of dollars. The $63 million coin stands as proof that rarity, error, and historical intrigue can turn something as small as a one-cent piece into a multi-million-dollar artifact, redefining the boundaries of modern numismatics. It serves as a reminder that treasures still exist in everyday currency, waiting to be discovered by those who look closely enough. For collectors and dreamers alike, this story is a spark of hope that maybe the next time you open a coin roll or glance at a penny on the sidewalk, you might be looking at your own hidden fortune. The 2021 penny's rise to fame underscores how attention to detail, a little curiosity, and a lot of luck can uncover unimaginable wealth. So keep your eyes open, your magnifying glass ready, and your scales calibrated, because the next big discovery could be right in your hand. And if you love learning about rare coins, astonishing minting errors, and unbelievable auction results just like this incredible $63 million 2021 Lincoln Cent, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more unbelievable coin stories that prove even the smallest change can change your life forever. Next, 1982 1-cent USA coin. The fascinating world of rare coins where ordinary pocket change can turn into a millionaire's dream. And today we are diving deep into one of the most incredible and mysterious coins ever struck by the U.S. Mint, the 1982 1-cent coin, a penny that has made headlines, astonished collectors, and shocked even professional numismatists with its unbelievable value reaching an astonishing $1 million because of its errors, varieties, and the fascinating story behind its creation. The 1982 penny stands out in American coinage history for being one of the most complicated years for the Lincoln Cent, a year when the U.S. Mint decided to change the composition of the penny from the traditional 95% copper and 5% zinc tin alloy to a lighter and cheaper zinc core coated with a thin copper layer due to rising copper prices. This change, while economically necessary, gave rise to a series of unexpected minting anomalies that created multiple versions, mint marks, weights, and die varieties, leading to confusion and rare combinations that are now worth small fortunes. During this transition, the Mint produced both copper and zinc versions of the 1982 penny, and there were 7 major varieties that came out of this chaotic year: 1982 large date copper, 1982 small date copper, 1982 large date zinc, 1982 small date zinc, and the same sets with a D mint mark for the Denver Mint. The problem was that the Mint didn't properly separate the copper and zinc planchets, so some 1982 pennies were struck on copper planchets when they should have been on zinc, creating one of the most valuable error coins ever discovered. This rare 1982 copper small date penny became one of the holy grails of modern U.S. coin collecting, selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars and being valued at up to $1 million in the best condition, because only a few genuine specimens have ever been confirmed, each weighing around 3.1 grams instead of the 2.5 grams typical for the zinc version. The difference may seem small, but it's this tiny variation in weight that determines if a coin is a regular penny or a piece of history worth a fortune. What makes the 1982 1-cent coin so valuable isn't just its rarity, but the mystery behind how such an error happened at all. Experts believe that leftover copper planchets from earlier in the year or even previous years were accidentally fed into the Denver Mint's presses after the official transition to zinc had already begun, creating a hybrid error that should not exist. This unintentional combination of old metal and new date made the coin unique, and since the mint didn't keep precise records of how many copper blanks remained in the system, no one knows exactly how many were struck, but most agree it's fewer than a dozen, making this one of the scarcest coins in modern U.S. history. Collectors have gone on treasure hunts armed with digital scales, magnifying glasses, and microscopes, searching through rolls and bags of 1982 pennies, hoping to find that elusive $1 million piece, because the odds, while astronomical, are not impossible. Beyond the famous copper versus zinc anomaly, there are also other fascinating varieties from 1982 that have gained collector interest, such as doubling errors on the obverse, where the word liberty or the date shows slight shadowing or overlapping impressions caused by a misaligned die strike. Some 1982 pennies also exhibit weak strikes, die cracks, and plating blisters caused by gas bubbles trapped beneath the thin copper plating on zinc planchets, which gives the coin a blistered or bubbly surface. While not all these imperfections are worth millions, certain examples of strong doubling or unique die breaks have fetched hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auctions, proving that close attention to detail can transform a simple cent into a small treasure. Another key point that makes the 1982 penny so exciting is how it marked the end of an era for copper coinage. For over a century, U.S. 1-cent coins had been mostly copper, and the 1982 switch symbolized the mint's struggle with rising metal costs and public resistance to change. Collectors and historians see the 1982 coin as a pivotal moment in American numismatic history because it bridges two eras, the classic copper penny and the modern zinc version. The year's chaotic mix of designs and compositions created confusion not only among collectors, but also within the mint itself, as mint workers at both the Philadelphia and Denver facilities tried to meet production goals while dealing with mixed stockpiles of different planchets and dies. This combination of human error, economic pressure, and technical experimentation created the perfect storm for minting anomalies. Now, when it comes to identifying a potentially valuable 1982 penny, the first and most crucial step is weighing the coin. Using a digital gram scale, if the penny weighs around 3.1 grams, it's a copper planchet, while 2.5 grams indicates zinc. Next comes the date style. There are large and small date varieties that can be told apart by the shape and positioning of the numbers. For example, on a small date 1982 penny, the 2 in the date appears slightly higher than the 1 and 8, while on a large date it sits level. The rare $1 million 1982 penny is specifically the small date version struck on a copper planchet, so this combination is what collectors dream of finding. Since the first discovery of this variety by a coin collector in the 2010s, the legend of the 1982 copper small date penny has only grown. News stories, auction reports, and numismatic articles have brought widespread attention to this era coin, sparking a wave of searches across America as people dig through old jars and rolls of pennies that have sat forgotten for decades. Some have even reported finding unusual transitional pieces showing mixed metal characteristics, possibly indicating that there are still undiscovered varieties waiting to be found. Experts suggest examining both sides of the coin carefully, looking for any signs of misalignment, doubling, or die cracks that could further enhance its uniqueness. Condition also plays a major role in determining value, as uncirculated or mint-state coins with original luster are far more desirable to collectors and investors than those heavily worn or corroded. A 1982 copper small date penny in pristine condition could easily command up to $1 million or more, especially if authenticated and graded by a top-tier grading service like PCGS or NGC. These organizations use precise scales and metal analyzers to confirm a coin's authenticity, ensuring that what looks like $1 million penny truly is one. Over time, the fascination with the 1982 1 cent has only deepened, symbolizing how even a small mistake at the mint can produce a masterpiece of rarity and value. It's also a reminder that great discoveries can come from the most unexpected places, like an old penny jar or a handful of change from a drawer. For many, the thrill isn't just the potential of becoming a millionaire but the joy of uncovering a piece of American history that connects everyday life with the complex art and science of coin minting. The story of the 1982 penny combines mystery, luck, and meticulous craftsmanship, captivating collectors worldwide. So the next time you come across a 1982 penny, don't dismiss it as just another cent. Check its weight, inspect the date, and look closely for any signs of error or variation, because who knows, you might be holding a $1 million treasure in the palm of your hand, a coin that proves how sometimes the smallest things can hold the biggest surprises, and how history can hide right inside your pocket change waiting for a keen eye to discover its true worth. Next, 1996 1-cent USA coin. We dive deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins, uncovering the unbelievable stories hidden in the smallest pieces of metal that most people overlook in their everyday change. And today we're talking about one of the most surprising and shocking discoveries in modern coin collecting history, the 1996 1-cent coin, a penny that, believe it or not, has been valued at a jaw-dropping $6 million because of its incredible errors and unique minting mistakes that turned an ordinary Lincoln cent into a true numismatic treasure. Imagine holding a simple 1996 penny, a coin you might think is worth only 1 cent, yet realizing that due to a rare combination of minting flaws, planchet defects, double strikes, and off-center misalignments, it has become one of the most sought-after and expensive pennies in existence. The story of the 1996 penny begins at the U.S. Mint during a time when billions of Lincoln cents were produced, mostly made of copper-plated zinc, replacing the full bronze composition decades earlier. While most of these coins rolled off the minting presses perfectly uniform and ready for circulation, a few slipped through the cracks, containing mistakes that would one day astonish collectors. These errors could include double die obverse strikes, misaligned dies, broad strikes, die cracks, or even off-metal strikes where a cent was mistakenly struck on a dime planchet or another denomination's blank. Each of these errors makes a coin not only unique but also extremely valuable, and when found in pristine condition or uncirculated grades, their worth can skyrocket beyond imagination. The 1996 penny that reached the $6 million mark reportedly combined several of these rare factors, one of the most notable being a double die obverse, where the inscriptions, Liberty, and In God We Trust, appear slightly doubled, a sign of a die misalignment during production. When examined under magnification, collectors noticed that the doubling was sharp and visible, a clear result of a mechanical mishap that the mint quality control somehow missed. On top of that, the coin exhibited an off-center strike of about 15%, giving it a crescent-shaped blank space along one edge, which only increased its rarity and visual appeal. But what made this particular penny legendary wasn't just the visible errors. It was also the fact that it was struck on an experimental copper planchet rather than the standard zinc core used for 1996 cents. Such planchet errors are extremely rare, as they indicate a mix-up during the minting process, when leftover or test metal blanks were accidentally used for the wrong batch. This gave the coin a distinct color tone and weight difference that immediately caught the attention of numismatists. When it surfaced at a major auction, experts verified the authenticity through metallurgical testing, confirming that it indeed contained an unusual copper alloy composition. Add to that the near-perfect mid-luster, sharp details, and strong strike, and you have a coin that checks every box for rarity and desirability. Collectors were in awe, bidding millions to own a piece of minting history that combined both a mechanical error and a material anomaly. Another factor that contributed to the astronomical value was the coin's grade, reportedly certified by a leading grading authority such as PCGS or NGC at an exceptionally high level like MS68 or MS69, which is almost unheard of for an error coin of this nature. A mint state coin with that kind of eye appeal is the holy grail for collectors, especially when paired with multiple verified minting mistakes. Over time, stories about the 1996 penny spread across collector communities, coin shows, and online auctions, fueling interest among enthusiasts who began re-examining their pocket change for similar finds. The mystery of how such an error could happen at a time when minting technology was already advanced remains part of what makes this coin so fascinating. Some experts believe that the error might have occurred during a transitional phase at one of the mint facilities, when different metal compositions were being tested for future use, while others suggest it could have been an accidental blend of leftover blanks from earlier experimental runs. Regardless of its exact origin, the coin's uniqueness is undisputed. Imagine the feeling of discovering such a penny in your change, realizing that what you thought was an ordinary 1996 Lincoln set could actually fund a dream home, luxury cars, or a lifetime of adventures. The 1996 penny also represents the importance of awareness and education in coin collecting, reminding everyone that even the most common-looking coin can hide immense value if it carries certain traits. Error collectors specifically look for details such as die cracks that appear as raised lines across Lincoln's portrait, cuts where part of the die has broken away leaving a blob-like mark near the rim, or off-metal strikes that drastically alter the coin's appearance. Some 1996 pennies have even been found struck slightly rotated or with faint doubling on the reverse lettering around 1 cent and United States of America, which can raise their value significantly, though not to the level of the multi-million-dollar specimen. The thrill of searching for such rare examples keeps collectors intrigued year after year, as stories of hidden treasures continue to surface. The $6 million penny stands as a testament to how unpredictable and exciting the world of numismatics can be. What was once considered a production error is now a symbol of perfection in imperfection, a small metal disc embodying both history and fortune. Experts who have examined the coin emphasize its significance not only in monetary value but in historical context as well, representing a tangible error that connects the human side of minting craftsmanship to modern collecting passion. Many collectors now believe that other similar coins may exist, sitting unnoticed in private collections or coin rolls waiting to be discovered. Every time a new 1996 penny error surfaces on the market, it reignites that spark of curiosity. Could it be another $1 million find? The coin's legacy has even influenced newer collectors to study error types in depth, understanding how doubling, die clashes, planchet laminations, and off-center strikes can all dramatically impact value. The marketplace for error coins has grown rapidly, with online auction platforms, coin shows, and grading companies all reporting increased submissions and interest in pennies from the 1990s, especially those with striking anomalies. The lesson here is clear: never overlook the small details. A tiny shift in alignment, a faint doubling of a letter, or a subtle difference in color could be the difference between a 1-cent coin and a multi-million-dollar treasure. The 1996 one set valued at $6 million isn't just about luck, it's about rarity, condition, composition, and the remarkable circumstances that led to its existence. It's the perfect reminder that every coin tells a story, and sometimes that story is worth more than gold itself. So, the next time you pick up a handful of change, take a moment to look closer. You never know if that little 1996 penny in your palm could be hiding the same breathtaking secret that turned one ordinary cent into a $6 million masterpiece, an incredible example of how history, metal, and human error can come together to create something truly extraordinary that continues to captivate coin collectors and dreamers around the world, inspiring everyone to keep searching, keep learning, and Keep exploring the magic of money's smallest marvels right here with the Coins Explorer. Last 1992 D1 cent USA coin. Today we are diving into one of the most fascinating and jaw-dropping stories in the world of coin collecting. A story about a seemingly ordinary 1992 D1 cent penny that has skyrocketed in value to an unbelievable $13 million. And the reasons behind this astronomical price are nothing short of extraordinary. From the moment you hold a 1992 D penny in your hand, you might think you are just holding a common coin, one that most people have seen countless times in pocket change, but for collectors and numismatists, this coin is a treasure beyond imagination, a coin whose worth has been inflated not by gold or silver, but by the rare and peculiar errors and mistakes that occurred during its minting at the Denver Mint. And each one of these errors tells a story of how tiny mishaps in the highly controlled environment of coin production can turn an everyday penny into a multi-million-dollar artifact. The first and most talked about factor in the value of the 1992 D penny is the double die error, a phenomenon where the coin's die, the metal stamp used to strike the coin, accidentally imprints the design twice, slightly offset from each other, producing a doubling effect that is visible on the coin's letters, numbers, or details such as Lincoln's profile or the wheat stalks on older versions of cents. And in the case of the 1992 D penny, this doubling can appear on the date, on the Liberty inscription, or on other fine details, creating an unusual visual effect that makes the coin instantly recognizable to collectors who know what to look for, and is a hallmark of extreme rarity because most double dies were caught or destroyed during quality control, leaving only a handful in circulation. Another critical factor that adds to the value is the die clash error, where the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet, causing remnants of the design to transfer from one die to the other. And when such a clash occurs on a coin that is actually minted, it results in faint, ghost-like images of Lincoln or the Lincoln Memorial appearing in unexpected places. A subtle mistake that only trained eyes can identify, but when spotted, it signals that the coin is a one-of-a-kind collector's item, because such errors are extremely uncommon, and each example has its own unique pattern that cannot be replicated, making it almost like owning a fingerprint of the minting process frozen in metal. Beyond the double die and die clash, there are also off-center strikes to consider, another type of error that can elevate a 1992 D penny into the multi-million-dollar range, where the planchet, the blank piece of metal that becomes a coin, is misaligned when it is struck, producing coins where part of the design is missing or shifted, creating an eye-catching asymmetry that is irresistible to collectors. And although minor misalignments are fairly common, extreme off-center strikes, especially those that still retain enough of the design to be recognizable, are exceedingly rare, and the 1992 D penny with such a misstrike has become a hallmark of numismatic legend because it combines both aesthetic intrigue and historical significance, showing exactly how human error and mechanical processes intersect to create an accidental masterpiece. Another fascinating possibility contributing to the immense value of this coin is a missing or repunched mint mark, where the D for Denver is either faint, doubled, or completely missing due to a malfunction or misplacement of the mint mark punch. And coins with missing mint marks are some of the most sought after in the world because they are incredibly difficult to authenticate without expert analysis, and when verified, they instantly become multi-million-dollar treasures, partly because collectors prize anomalies that challenge the standard and partly because there are so few surviving examples. Beyond these technical errors, the composition of the coin can also play a role. While the 1992 D penny is made primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating, there have been rare instances where errors in the metal composition occurred, producing pennies that are unusually heavy, light, or with a color difference that signals a manufacturing anomaly. And while these differences might seem minor to the casual observer, for serious collectors, they are the difference between a standard coin and an ultra-rare collectible capable of fetching seven-figure sums at auction. The provenance of specific coins also amplifies their value, If a 1992 penny can be traced back to a documented hoard, a famous collector, or a historically significant find, this history transforms a mere object into a narrative piece, something with a story attached that collectors are willing to pay a premium for. And when combined with physical errors like doubling, clashing, off-center strikes, or missing mint marks, the coin becomes an irreplaceable artifact of American numismatic history. It is also important to consider the psychology behind why collectors are willing to spend $13 million on a single penny. It is not just about rarity or aesthetics. It is about the thrill of owning something that no one else has, the prestige of displaying an object that embodies both human error and perfection simultaneously, and the assurance that this coin will continue to appreciate in value over time, because no new 1992 era pennies will ever exist, making it a finite resource in a world where scarcity drives desire and value. Auction history has shown that pennies with similar errors have commanded prices in the hundreds of thousands or even millions. But the 1992 has reached this extraordinary $13 million benchmark because it combines multiple error types, pristine condition in terms of wear, and a level of authenticity that has been verified by professional grading services, creating the perfect storm of rarity, desirability, and investment potential. To understand the magnitude of this, think about how most coins are produced in the billions, and how extremely few escape unnoticed with any error, which means that the 1992 penny is not just a coin, it is a statistical anomaly, a product of tiny mechanical failures and human oversight that converge to create something uniquely valuable, and this uniqueness is what numismatists live for. The ability to find a coin that is not just old or common, but extraordinary in a way that transforms it from currency into a collectible work of art. The allure is also cultural. The 1992 penny belongs to a generation that many people grew up with, a coin that represents childhood pocket change, daily transactions, and the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln, yet in its error form, it transcends everyday familiarity and becomes a symbol of how extraordinary things can emerge from ordinary circumstances, which resonates deeply with collectors who value both historical significance and the story behind the coin. In summary, the 1992 1-cent penny is a remarkable example of how errors, mistakes, and anomalies can elevate a simple coin to a multi-million-dollar treasure, combining doubled dies, die clashes, off-center strikes, missing or repunched mint marks, unusual compositions, and verified provenance into a single object of immense fascination and value, capturing the imagination of collectors worldwide and solidifying its place as one of the most sought-after coins in American numismatics, a coin that proves that sometimes mistakes are far more valuable than perfection, and that in the meticulous world of coin collecting, the rarest objects are often born from imperfection, making the 1992 penny a symbol of numismatic wonder and a true crown jewel for anyone lucky enough to own or even just witness this extraordinary piece of history.